Well, hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Farm Sim 22. Indeed, as we sort of wind down the series here, it is a couple days now since I put up the video vlog about ending the channel, and I'd just like to give a big shout out and a thank you to all of you that left comments on that. It is good to hear from you, and I do appreciate, as I said in the comments, all of the support from all of you over the years. As you can see, just doing a grass run here. As we are almost out of hay and such things. Alright, now, yeah, I think we'll go down this end. So hope everybody's doing well. It is the 28th of December today. There we go. And it is the 4th of May here in game. No contracts this morning. There were a couple of one weeding contract and a couple of fertilizing contracts, really low end, like $500–600 contracts. But when I loaded new contracts, there are no contracts available. So, looks like everybody's got done what they need done for the moment. So like I said, we're going to tend to our own farm-is-me things today. And I believe there's only a couple episodes left, so alright, let's just flip this one around. Oh, there's that little bush. Yeah, that's an excellent mod, the one that allows you to take all of the extraneous little bushes and stuff out of the way when you mow. Definitely one of those must-have mods. And there has been a few of them through the series, admittedly. There definitely are. I'm sure everybody's got their share of the mods that they don't ever leave out when they're playing. And I guess that's always been the thing that's kind of carried Farm Sim, isn't it? It's always had such an amazing modding community. It's certainly one of the things that has always kept me coming back to it. It's because even though it is, I mean, a really grindy game, let's face it. It's kind of the whole thing with it. You know, there was always enough different stuff going on, thanks to the modders, to never make that grind feel too ridiculous. Speaking of grinds, I've actually been playing Colony Sim, a game that I featured on the channel for one complete playthrough. We went through the entire tech tree. I thought I'd go back and check it out, as it's had quite a number of patches since I last played it. And, well, they've made it harder and somehow a little bit grindier. But that's okay. I'm enjoying the new playthrough. I'm going with a modular building sort of thing instead of just building one giant structure in the middle with multiple layers. So it's kind of fun. Kind of fun indeed. And I'm also playing the Mass Effect series, the entire series, for I think it was $7 Canadian or something. You could buy Mass Effect Complete, which is all 3 games plus all of the DLCs for them. I mean, it's just insane. That's hundreds and hundreds of hours of potential gaming for, like I say, less than $10. So if you consider what a lot of what is now $90 for AAA games and what they'll provide for you for that price, yeah, you're not getting 90 times the content, let me tell you. I mean, at one point, sure, the entire Mass Effect series would have cost you as much as most of those AAA games, but getting it on a deal like that. I played 1 all the way through and really liked it. Part 2 I never got into. I think I played a beta or an early playtest of it and never ever got back into it again. And it's, again, that's one of the reasons that I'm kind of packing in YouTube. You know, it takes up many hours of every day to produce the content, especially since I do a couple of videos at least every day. And yet I've got a massive Steam library with some games in it that I really, really like that I haven't played more than 15 or 20 minutes of. Not because I decided at that point they weren't worth playing, but because, you know, I'd put 1 episode up, it would do fairly well. I'd put a second one up and it would get 8 views. You know, it'd be like, I thought you guys liked this game. No, just the novelty of a new game. And then with more and more of them incoming all the time, I'd never gone back to them. And the Mass Effect series is one of those, you know. So yeah, it's been quite a journey so far. I think I'm about, I don't know, an hour into the first one. I've finally gotten Shepard to where he's been accepted as a Spectre. Was the last thing I did yesterday evening while I was playing. And went in the new ship and found my first planet. And there's some giant monster at the POI trying to kill me. So, yeah, off to an auspicious start. But there are so many games like that, you know, that I never really played. I enjoyed the heck out of the time I did spend with them. And then because, for the sake of the channel, they never saw the light of day again. So it's kind of a shame. But I've also got other hobbies. I love building DIY electronic kits. The clock on my desktop is one of them. I've got a couple of Tesla coils hanging around the place. Just different stuff. I've built a couple of radios. That sort of thing. I just happen to find soldering to be quite a relaxing pastime. With still, you know, being a way to keep your hands busy and using your brain a little bit. A little bit. Don't want to use it too much. I mean, who knows how much is left in there before it just finally burns out. want to paint part of my electric scooter this year, but one of the things I need to do is get good at painting. I bought myself a cheap little airbrush kit, and I'm gonna have a go with that. So far all I've painted on is paper, but starting to get a little bit of a hang of it. So, and again, something I'd never done before. It's intrigued me for years. I've seen lots of people do airbrushing, everything from building plastic models to doing custom bike tanks and stuff. I no longer own a motorcycle, or I probably would do a custom tank. But yeah, it's a pretty neat way to do things. And compared to any of the other painting methods I've done, boy, can you ever get nice finishes, you know? Closest I've ever done to air gun is rattle cans. My last, well, not my last actually, my second last sport bike, the one that I custom built from pretty much the ground up, was all painted with rattle cans. So and it actually came out pretty nice. Other than the fact that the day I went to do the final coat on the tank, the mill was discharging something that was coming down as little black sooty particles. So luckily I managed to get it inside before it was too badly affected, but there was a couple of spots on the side plates that you could see. They seemed to have something else in the paint that wasn't very paintish at all. So, but yeah, airbrushing, interesting. But I got a couple of scrapes on the frame of the bike, or the scooter, and I'd like to give it a decent paint. But that's just one hobby, doing the electric stuff, solder kits and stuff like that. You know, and like I say, I'd like to get into the airbrushes and a few other things that, yeah, I don't spend as much time at as I should, or as I might like to, again, because pretty much my entire morning is taken up with doing YouTubery videos, whether it's recording them or rendering them or uploading them. All of those things do take time. Now granted, you don't take a lot of time to upload, because most of that's pretty well an automated process once you set it up, but you know what I mean. It is still a chunk out of the day. And as I am about to hit 65 years old, one does have to come to the realization that you have a heck of a lot of hours behind you and few enough in front of you. So, time to occupy some of those hours with other pursuits. Alright. There we go. One mode field. Oh, no, don't do that. Fold. There we go. I'm not going to bother with the one across the way here. I didn't pull out far enough. There we go. let's get it tethered. I believe we still have a fair bit of the grass being dried in our silo over there, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. For silage, that is, of course. Here we go. Try not to lower it right onto our water pump. That looks pretty good. Down we go. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to pick this up. That's okay. Yeah, the edges of this field right up against the road are pretty rough. You can see quite a few patches where the mowers wouldn't hit the ground, and getting the same thing with the tedder here. You can see it's just about bouncing off the back of the tractor. Yeah. There we go. Now it levels out a little better. Okay. Yeah, I quite enjoyed this little map. Giant's latest entry. It's not bad at all. I don't know. I mean, it might have been different if I'd started on one of their pre-made farms and all of that. But you know how it is. I prefer to make my own. And I think this one turned out pretty good. Once it actually started getting going, it wasn't that bad to try and make a profit from it. I'm sure if we were in a position to harvest all of the fields that we put down, we'd be doing pretty good. Oh man. That certainly ran that one to the edge. Yeah, there's just no point. Because I'm not going to be able to get the, whatchamacallit, the baler anywhere near that. Now, as I mentioned to a couple of the viewers who did make comment that they would like to see me once again at some point on YouTube, one or another of my quote-unquote hobbies may well find its way there. You know, we'll have to see how that goes. I don't really plan to at this point, but you never know. You never know. Alright, that's that one. My door camera going off. Probably Bobo. Though he's already emptied his breakfast dish. Did want to come in this morning. And I don't blame him. It was relatively warm compared to most days. And he spent quite a bit of the day yesterday in the house, actually. More than he normally does. Got some playtime in. It's funny, for a cat that's been living on his own and was pretty much feral before I started making a point of trying to get to know him, and, you know, finally to the point where he actually comes and is happy to see me and wants to be petted. But he's never lost his sense of play. You know, I had one of Dexter's little paper balls in the kitchen. He'd roll up grocery receipts. He loves it. One of his favorite toys. Well, there's Bob, this street cat, And he's rolling over on his back like a little kitten, kicking the ball up in the air and tearing at it and batting it around and just having a great time with this simple paper receipt ball. So, yeah. And not half-hearted either, just getting right into it. Right into it indeed. It was kind of fun to watch. I mean, he's more playful than Dixie is. Of course, I imagine a camel is more playful than Dixie is. But she gets into it once in a while, but she's very abrupt and very kind of vicious about it. You know, she'll bat the ball around twice and then she'll grab it in her front paws and rip it into shreds with her teeth. And that's the end of that game. You know, those balls and feathers and stuff on a wand at the end of a string that you can wave around that cats really like. Dexter will play for an hour. Dixie will watch it go by a couple of times and then boom, she's got it. And she's got it so hard she'll generally yank the wand right out of your hand. You go, okay. And then she'll just pin it to the ground. Like, there you are, I win. What's next? Yeah, she's a funny one. Well, this is certainly bigger than any of the contracts we got for mowage, or baling contracts, I guess they actually are, of course. Might even get a full bale trailer. Ooh, wow. And I might even still play some farm sim in my off-screen time at some point if there's a new DLC release, or heaven help us if they ever do decide that no Species, you're wrong and it's not being offered as games as a service, that they are actually going to make a, you know, FS24 or something. But I really don't think so, to be honest with you, and I think we would have heard something about it by now. No, I think what we're going to find is we got the Premier Pack and we got the Premium Pack. And don't know what they're going to call the next one, but I think until they actually decide they need to upgrade the engine, I don't think we're going to get a new one. I really don't. I think those days of 2-year cycles ended when they decided instead of an FS21 they would wait till 22. But that's okay. You know, that's usually the biggest complaint when they do release a new one. Well, it's just the same as the last one, and, you know, I haven't really done anything different. Oh, big deal, they added whatever, right? Which generally, when it comes to Giants, is somebody's mod that they like the way it changed the game enough that they decided to include it. You know. But that's fine. That's fine. I've certainly enjoyed my time with the game, but like I've said before, you know, 2 years of making FS15 videos, and 2 years making FS17 videos, and 3 years of making FS19 videos, and another 2 years making FS22 videos. That's, oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's a lot of farm sim. And I'll give Giants credit for one thing. There have been other companies that have you know, made farm sims, and they just haven't been that good. You know, I mean, look at that. For years, that mess ag sim that UIG was putting out. You know, I mean, great concepts, and you know, deformable terrain. We still don't see that in farm sim, but it came at the cost of being such a horrifyingly buggy bunch of games that they were great to play when they worked, but they'd only work for an episode or two. And even during those, there'd be bugs and glitches showing here and there. And their support was awful. They had generic forum people that would, you know, you could just tell from their continuous responses that everything was, you know, either read off a list or this is your pat answer, don't stray from it. So, yeah. There's been a few others, you know, Cattle and Crops, which seemed like it was headed in really good directions, but then, yeah, kind of got caught up under another label and didn't turn out to be nearly what they said it would be, you know. You know, and then there's Real Farmer, which was just terrible. And yeah, there's been a few. None of them have ever had the success of Farm Sim. You know, and maybe that's why it just hasn't changed that much. You know, it's one of those very rare occasions when the adage of it ain't broke, don't fix it was actually taken to heart. You know, because really the only thing that's changed is they have modified the engine enough to make it a little more viable as graphics change and computing changes and the machines doing the computing change. But they've always managed to fit it right back into the same formula. I mean, there's that whole esport thing, but yeah, I still maintain this is not an esport. You know? Yeah. Competition bailing is only going to be exciting for so long. There we go. Open this guy up. There we go. Now let's try and get fairly close to there. That should do it. Nice. Now we might actually be able to get that long row picked up. Always takes so long to get that first bale out, eh? Not sure how long this episode's been running. Not sure at all. Yeah, I need to run that long row. Let's turn these off so we can get a little bit of speed going. Okay. And finally, there's our first one. Okay, now we should get a regular stream of them. I think this thing's probably flexible enough it shouldn't have as many issues on this bit of a hilly edge. But you can see the front mower barely touched the ground for a lot of it. Yeah, I don't have to worry about the bale not falling off. I had to worry more about it flying through the air. Now we just have to hope they don't drop right at the edge of a row. Perfect, right in between. Nice to see. There we go. But I think, my friends, I should probably end the episode here. Like I said, I think we've been at this for quite a while now. You're not quite gonna fall off, are you? Well. So I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. Just to let me know you did. I guess at this point it's not going to do much for the channel. But there you go. Thanks again for joining me here today, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and as always, take care of each other, folks. And ciao for now.